I'm Caitlin Clark, and we are here to talk about women that have inspired me to become myself.
Caitlin Clark just dropped an interview that shocked everyone, and this time it has nothing to do with buzzer beaters or box scores. No heated debates, no highlight reels, just the raw, honest truth about the people who shaped her, the moments that broke her, and what truly keeps her grounded. When was the last time we saw Caitlin like this? Go ahead, Yard, drop your thoughts in the comments. Do you want more of this side of her, or are you here just for the basketball?
I feel like my mom has always kind of been my rock. The first person I called when I got hurt this year was my mom. Can you fly here and cook me a meal and just spend time with me? And that is just the person that makes you feel safe. And I probably took that for granted as a kid, but my mom always made the best meals. I think it's important to take time for yourself. And I think also when I do have free time, one of my escapes is cooking a healthy meal for myself, whether that's, breakfast, lunch, or dinner. I really do enjoy that. Just putting on music and making a home cooked meal. And I think that's because it feels like a safe place for myself.
Caitlin sat down with Glamour and Eli Lilly. And honestly, it might be the most meaningful thing she's done all off season. This wasn't another press stop or polite smile for sponsors. This was Caitlin Clark, unplugged and right out of the gate. She talked about her mom. Not the usual thanks mom athlete cliche. This was real. She said that when she got injured this season, the first call she made was to her mom. Not a trainer, not her coach, her mom. She asked her to fly out, cook for her, and just be there. Think about that. One of the toughest players in the game asking for comfort food and presence. That's not weakness. That's humanity. She described her childhood kitchen as her safe place. Now, whenever she cooks at home, it's like stepping back into that warmth. Music playing, food simmering, life simple again. That's the side fans have been craving. Not just the athlete, but the person who finds peace in the same small joys we all do.
Over the course of my career now, obviously I've been away for 2 years and she has now since retired. But I think one thing that was probably super impactful on myself and all of my teammates is we always had a breast cancer game or a cancer game, and she would always bring in cancer survivors that got to kind of tell their story, but also the impact our team had on people and how much joy we could bring to them, because those people were huge Iowa women's basketball fans, and them getting to spend a day with us meant the world to them. So I think it put great perspective not only on basketball, but what we get to do for other people.
Then came Lisa Bluter, Caitlin's longtime coach at Iowa. Lisa recently opened up about Caitlin's journey, and hearing Caitlin reflect on their bond hit differently. Even though Caitlin's now in the pros and Lisa's retired, they still stay close. Caitlin shared how Lisa organized the annual Cancer Awareness Games at Iowa, inviting survivors to tell their stories and reminding the team what their platform really means. Caitlin said those days changed her entire outlook. It stopped being about filling arenas and started being about giving hope. She realized this is what sports are supposed to do, lift people up, not just score points. That's perspective some pros never find, and she found it in college. That says a lot about who she is, and who Lisa helped her become.
I think my partnership with Lilly, more than anything, first of all, they care about women's sports, which is incredibly important to me. And now getting to play in Indianapolis and them being based here, it feels like a pretty natural partnership. On our jerseys, we wear the Lilly patch, so I feel pretty lucky and fortunate to be able to work with them.
Next, she talked about her partnership with Eli Lilly. And before you roll your eyes at another corporate deal, hear this out. Lilly's not just a logo on the Indiana Fever jersey. They're an Indianapolis-based company that's been actually investing in women's sports. Caitlin could have taken a bigger paycheck elsewhere, but she chose a brand that's building something real for female athletes in her city. That's a long-term move, not a short-term headline. She's thinking legacy.
Maya Moore was definitely my favorite basketball player growing up, male or female. Getting to meet her and watch her play in a game for the first time is probably one of the greatest memories of my childhood, truly. And when Maya Moore did come and watch me at Iowa, it was a surprise. She was sitting courtside, and just to have somebody you grew up wanting to be take time out of their day to come and support you. And she was inducted to the Women's Basketball Hall of Fame, and the way she talked about team culture and how much that meant to her, and being a team player and how impactful that can be on your life is so true. And being on teams that have been really good, how true that is and how much that meant to her, and throughout the course of her career, it's just an easy person to.
Then came the name that lit up her face, Maya Moore. Caitlin said Maya wasn't just her favorite female player, she was her favorite, period. No comparisons, no asterisks. Just greatness, recognizing greatness. She talked about watching Maya play, and years later, Maya showing up courtside at one of her games. You could see the emotion as she recalled that moment. Her hero came to support her, and that memory still gives her chills. Caitlin also mentioned Maya's Hall of Fame speech about team culture, about being a great teammate above all else. That part hit her. She said it reminded her that individual success means nothing without trust and chemistry. And maybe, just maybe, that was Caitlin's polite way of hinting that not everything in the Fever locker room felt right this season. She didn't say it outright, but between the coaching changes and lineup chaos, you could hear the subtext. She values team culture, and she's not afraid to say it.
Book growing up, it was like Winners Never Quit, this picture book, and it was about Mia Hamm. And I remember when I would read books before I went to bed with my parents, that was the one I always wanted to pick. The resiliency she had, that's the whole story of the book, and what USA Women's Soccer did for not only, female athletes, but women in general, and how much they brought people together. That's just been her ability, is just really to inspire people and to give back. And I don't think I would be here if it wasn't for them, because they were the people that inspired me to want to play in the first place or want to work hard and achieve everything that I wanted to achieve. If it wasn't for those people that have kind of inspired me, I certainly don't think I would be able to play in front of a sold-out crowd every single night and have young girls and young boys screaming and wearing my jersey. Those are moments you never take for granted.
Then came one more childhood memory, Mia Hamm. Caitlin said her favorite bedtime book was Winners Never Quit, Mia's story about resilience and never giving up.
Every single night, she'd pick that same book. That's where her mindset was built, long before she ever picked up a basketball, and it shows. Every setback, every headline, every ounce of criticism, she just keeps showing up. That get back up spirit came straight from that book and the women, who paved the way for her generation. She even said the U.S. women's soccer team inspired her to dream bigger, that she wouldn't be where she is without them. It was her way of saying, I'm standing on their shoulders. As the interview wrapped, Caitlin reflected on what it's like to see sold-out crowds and kids screaming her name, boys and girls both, wearing her jersey. She said she never takes that for granted. You could hear the gratitude in her voice. This interview wasn't about stats, trophies, or records. It was about a daughter who still calls her mom when life gets heavy, a player who cooks to feel human again, a woman who knows her influence reaches far beyond the hardwood, and honestly, this is what fans have been waiting for. Not the rehearsed answers or polite smiles. They want the real Caitlin Clark, because that's the version that doesn't just change the game. She changes hearts. Voiceover. So what do you think? Is this the most authentic interview Caitlin Clark has ever given? Would you rather see more of this Caitlin, or keep the focus on basketball? Let me know down below. If you felt this side of her was long overdue, hit that like button, and subscribe for more stories that show the human side behind the headlines. Stories like this remind us why we fall in love with sports in the first place. Not because of the numbers, but because of the people behind them. Caitlin Clark just proved she's not just chasing greatness. She's becoming the kind of role model we actually need right now. If this video gave you chills, if it reminded you that even our heroes are human, hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next story that hits just as deep. I'll see you in the next one, where we go beyond the highlights, beyond the headlines, and find the heart behind the game.